Hi all, welcome to the session on SAP Business Workflow. In this session, we'll learn more about different step types in SAP workflow. I'll start creating one workflow. In Workflow Builder, I'll be showing different step types and the usage of each step type when we'll be using which step type. I'm going to enter transaction code SWDD. It will start the workflow builder. Let me save this workflow. It will generate a number. You can see a number is generated. My workflow has been saved. Now you see there are different step types here. Activity, send, mail, form. So these step types will be using time to time to design or build our SAP business workflow. We'll go one by one all the step types and we'll understand the usage of it. One of the step type is container operation. Container operation. So what is container? First of all, we'll understand what is container. Like in your program, your variable in workflow, the variable is called container. It can be single line, it can be multi-line. Single line means it can hold only one value. Multi-line, it can hold multiple values like an internal table. So these variables can send value to workflow and can receive values from workflow. So at a high level, we need to understand the containers are nothing but those are variables. Let me create one container. I clicked on here and clicked on workflow container and double click to create a container. Let me create a container. Call a container a variable. First container. Here you can choose object type, data type. So let me give a data type, info data. There are different tabs in this one. So this further defines the container properties. You can see import, export, multi-line, mandatory. Import means it can import values. Export means it can be used to export values to outside. And multi-line, I explained if you want your container will behave like an internal table. It will be multi-line container. Initial value, if you want some default value, if you do not supply any value to the variable container, if you want some default value, you can give that value. Change data stores the control who was created, when it has been created, when it has been changed. So basically, when we create a container, we have to ensure we give the data type of the container. If you have a structure to refer it, and properties, we have to mark it, if it's import or export or multi-line, okay, and save it. Let me create one more container for us to understand the steps. Let me create another container, container B. If you're unsure about it will be import or export, give both options, check both, so it will qualify for both. Let me create another one. Import and export. I have three containers. If you can scroll down, you can see we have created three containers. Now we'll go to step types. You can right click, create. You can drag the right click, create. Let me use the container operation, one step type. It opens up the window to specify what arithmetic operation we'll be doing. The basic objective of container operation is to do an arithmetic operation, like doing any calculation. Let me do one sum as one of the calculation. If you mark step not in workflow log, it will not be displayed in the log. Say I'll select my variable C, my container C equal to A, A, I can do plus B. It's as simple as that. You can, okay. This is how it will look. You have created workflow and you have used a step type container operation. Container operation is used to do arithmetic operation in workflow. Next, let me go for another step type, condition. Condition is nothing but like if else condition. Like in our above program, if else, if true, do this, if not true, else do this. Similarly, here also, workflow, it is condition. If someone asks you what is condition, you can simply say in above if else, it is condition. So let me say, let me show how we get a condition. Create a condition. I want to create like if the value of A greater than 100, one or something to do, otherwise something other to do, like two branch. Very good. Container A, and I put if greater than, you see conditions 100. I'm putting a condition like if else, where I'm putting a condition if A greater than 100. So this is my condition. What will be branches? There will be two branches, true and false. Come down, you can see true greater than 100, otherwise A is less than or equal to 100. Two branches. Whenever your business process needs conditions based on some container element, like if this is condition true, do this, otherwise do this, then you'll be using the step type condition. You can mark this not in workflow log so that log will not be shown. Otherwise, the log will be created. Okay. You see, two branches will be created or two outcomes. You see, A less than 100, A greater than 100. How it gets created? If you go double click, you can see these are the outcomes. And this is the condition I gave. Now we understand how to use condition, condition step type, container for arithmetic operation, condition like if else condition. Next we'll go for multiple conditions. Multiple condition is something like case statement. Case this variable, when that, like that. Let me show you how we create it. Right click, create, we'll use multiple condition. Like case, you can see case and comparison. Let me compare based on a variable A. Okay. If it is 10, say outcome like value 10 outcome is 20, value 20. You can give some other values also just for demo purpose. I am giving. And like we have case, condition, we have when and others also there. Okay, none of the conditions. So what happened in multiple condition? They're giving a case statement and you can pass different values to it. If you go to the workflow, you will see there are multiple branches, 3 branches created. In condition, we can have maximum 2 branches if else branch. Okay, condition is true or condition is false. In multi-condition, we can have multiple branches. As many you want, you can give it. So those many branches will be shown in workflow. You can also mark is not in workflow log if we do not want this multiple condition to appear in the log. I'll explain when I show you how to troubleshoot, how to see the log. You can see 3 branches created. This is called bird's view. You see the right side, the rectangle is called bird's view. Because when the workflow is very big, you cannot see the complete workflow. So you want to see the section of it. So you have to move this rectangle. Right side, you can see to the portion of the workflow you want to maximize. You can see all the condition here. We understood container operation to do arithmetic operation. Condition is like if else condition, and multiple condition like switch case, multiple options. Next, we'll go to the next step type that is called loop, loop till. Okay, let me create another step type. Create loop till, loop until. So you can give just a name of the step type and you can put a condition. It's like loop statement. Unless and until the value is true, it will keep looping. So I'll put a condition for my variable a, and up to a greater than 3. Okay, I'm putting a condition. Okay, so that means till this condition is true, this loop will continue. True means yes, a less than 3. No, a greater than equal to 3. So these two outcomes in the loop until. Okay, I put a loop, I put a condition, click OK. See how this loop came. And in this loop, you can add any number of steps that to be repeated. This is a loop based on the condition equal greater than equal to 3. Okay, so it's like no. If no means it will again come to do. If a s means it will come out. S means a less than 3. So it will come out. If it is no, it will keep iterating. So we have to sum here. We have to put a container to like change these values. Okay, so you can create a container operation. If you because otherwise the current value, if it is 10, it will keep on being an infinite loop. So you should have a container operation decreasing the value of a. Value a. And you can say a equal to a minus 1. So that every iteration, the value will be decreased by 1 and the loop will exit after some number of iterations. Otherwise, it will be infinite loop unless until in the loop you change the value a equal to a minus 1. That means in this loop, okay, loop will keep on continuing. Suppose we are giving the value of a is 10. What will happen? If you give the value of a equal to 10, You can do this alignment here so that it looks good. Okay. So what you did, okay, what you're going to do is this is a loop, big. You can see this loop. So what is happening? You are in the loop, you are trying to change the value of a. So reduce the value of a minus 1. So it's 10. So 7 times it will rotate. As soon as the value is less than 3, say it is 2, it will exit and it will go to the end. Well, it will go to the end. So this shows how to use the loop step type and how to use the container operation to make the loop effective. Otherwise, it should be an infinite loop. So far, what are the steps I understood? Container operation to do arithmetic operation and condition if else multiple condition like switch will have multiple condition loop to iterate until and unless the condition is true. Next, we'll go to process control. Process control is very important. What happens in your workflow if there is an error? What do you want to do? Because error is vital. So you cannot avoid error. We do not know in business process when it will fail because it may fail because of the system, because of the people who are involved not available in the system. Okay, or the steps that is part of this workflow fails due to the program exception. So anything can happen. What happens if something fails? Any exception is raised. You can use process control. In the process control, there are different options you can use. Let me create the step type. Create process control. So it has flag. Give one outcome. You can put step you want in the log or not. And what exactly you want to do? Cancel the workflow, cancel the work item, set work item to obsolete, complete, and active position, throw exceptions. So whatever you want to do, you can do. So let me say like I want to cancel the workflow. Okay. If you say cancel, set workflow to obsolete, I can do that. Okay. So cancel the workflow. Click on OK. You see, process control stuff. This is how it looks like the process control. Okay. Process control is basically to ensure if the workflow fails, what exactly you want to do. It's kind of try and catch in above. Okay. So everything why I am giving a relation to above because it will be easy for you to correlate and explain even in interview or in real time. Next is we did wait step. What is wait step? Wait is like same like in above. Wait does means few seconds. The same answer here, but here it's a step type. You want like system to wait for some time before it does any further work. You can do like create wait. So wait can be it can be based on for condition. Okay. So wait for what? You can wait for event, wait for condition, wait for local event. Okay. So you can wait so that you can set it up. Okay. So I say wait for a condition. You can create a condition or you can wait for event. My condition A equal to 100. Say. So my wait step will wait up to this condition A equal to 100. As soon as its A is 100, it will come out. So you can click OK. This is how wait step looks like. In when you develop the workflow, your workflow will be looking like a flowchart with all these different type of step type based on your need. If your business process want to wait for something, you use a wait step and you decide wait for a condition or wait for an event. So based on that, you set it up. Next step type is fork. Fork is like parallel processing. In ABAP, like we have parallel processing. Similarly, in workflow, we have forks. Right click, create fork. So here there are two options. Like one is parallel branches and there is necessary branches. If you want to mark, you can mark not in workflow log. Yeah, let me say four parallel branches and necessary branches two. That means what? That means like I have four branches. If any two branches are true, it will also mark this completed. Let me put a condition. You can put a condition or you can put necessary branches. Let me put necessary branches and position. You will see four branches will be. See now four branches. You can put a condition for this four, or you can put like how many steps completion will mark the step completion. If you have four branches and how many necessary branches must be completed. Okay, minimum. So it's like four and necessary branches two. That means out of four branches, if two branches execution completed, then it will go to the next step. Or you can put a condition. Next is event creator step. So what is the event creator step? Event creator step is used when you have to maintain business subject event. Okay, it will say which business subject event you want to create. So, okay, you'll create an event. Step type will use, will show it, create event creator. Step type, you can mark. So you can write trigger an event or trigger a local event. Let me, if I choose trigger an event, I can give one business subject event. Let me give one business event. Zero. I'll explain you what is the business event, and you can take the business subject. You can choose any business subject. Okay, we do not have any business subject, so let me create a business subject in the container. I'm just getting business subject and the object type. Just a standard object type, just to explain, understand it. Okay. So when you, if you're unsure about, okay, you can choose any other business subject also. Let me choose this one. So what's my business subject I gave? It's your company code. Okay, let me create it. You can create it. And properties, if you want, you can give import, export, anything. Okay, click OK. Now business subject is create or container element created. You can use that business subject here to trigger. I will save it first. Now come back. Go to business subject. BUS 002. My container is US 0002. Okay, just a second. Because I have to create the business subject container before I use it. And now you can see there's no event for it. It's not showing. I can see if there is an event. The transaction code is SW1 to check the business subject. Don't worry, I'll explain this later on. This session objective is to understand step type. Just I'm showing the basics. What is the use of step type and how we create. There are no events. That's why it's not showing an option. Okay. So I have to take another business subject basically, which having events because event you have to give that will be triggered. Okay, let me take one business object from SAP system. I'll explore and take it up rather than searching. We need one business object which has event to configure that event creator because you have to trigger that event. Let me go to HR and see. Okay, let's see employee, if any events are there. Yeah, we have events. So employee hired, position change, rehires, good. So let me go back to my workflow and create a container. Double click to create. So I create a container for business subject employee. Choose import export. Employee does not exist. So what is the name? So it is PUS 1065, not employee. That business subject is for employee. Okay, I go back. I get one business employee. So employee hired. Hired is one of the event. Let me go to the event creator. So now I choose BUS 1065 as the content element. I get an employee as the content element. That is nothing but BUS 1065. And we saw if events are there, we can use any of the events to trigger, like hired, position changed. Okay, let me see hired. Okay. So this is how event creator step I used. Event creator means you have to give the business subject event that will be triggered. Next is document from template. It's basically used in workflow for different PC applications. Like there will be different templates we create and we use those templates in workflow. Okay, for example, let me come here. You click anywhere where this option comes like these four dots. There you can create any step type. Let me create documents from template. You can create a document. You can click on create a document and it will show you what type of document you want to create. Okay, Word, Excel. Okay, let me choose Excel. And this Excel can be dynamic as well. You can insert the expression if you want. Let the Excel open. So these are different variables or container element in the workflow. So all this you can also use in the document. So the document becomes dynamic. If you want to see different elements, you can make it. It's taking some time to load. Yeah, it's loaded, right? Now, if you want your document to dynamically show the value of, let it open, value of A, B, and C. So we have three containers, right? So you want the value of A to be shown. So what you can do, you can put container, you have to put the expression. Expression is the curly brackets, and you can put ampersand container A. That means in this Excel that goes to the system from step to step, the value of A also passed. Like in any step, if the value of A changed, the changed value will be shown to next set of processors. Okay, so documentation of proper templates basically a computer different application like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. If you want that document to flow from step to step, and there'll be some dynamic content inside, like not the fixed text, you can use document from template. Okay, then comes form. Form is like module pool program. Like we develop module pool program and screens, right? Form step does that. It will help you to develop screens and you can write the code in module pool program. Before that, we need to have a structure in your uh, container element. Otherwise, you also can create on the fly. Let me show you how we create a form step, right? Form step, right? So you can give the agent who will be working on this form. Initiator means who started the workflow. I'll explain this later on, like what is the use of agents and different types of agents, the form. And here what you can do, you click on create to create the form. Okay. We need to have a container element so that we can use it to create a form. Let me use this input type one structure to create the form. Structure use. Properties, you can put import export. Click OK. Now let me choose. Okay, I have to go back and come so that that container element is available because this form needs a structure to build the screens like in module pool. So I created a structure, a container, then I'll be using that container. Form name, get a form, continue. Form name is employee display form, complete, save, I save local object. You can see there will be a form. If you want to see how the forms look like, click on change. You'll be able to see that module pool screen that is getting called. That means we can also integrate module pool program for the screens inside the workflow, and we can write the logic preview PI. The P0001 structure is created. You have flow logic attributes same to same like your module pool program. Okay. Then is local workflow. Local workflow is something like if you want to create, like in your program, you create subroutines. Okay, that's local to your program. You call the subroutine. Similarly, you can also create local workflow. Okay, so create local workflow similar to subroutine in a program. Okay, local workflow, and you can choose the event, the starting event. Okay, you can see the local workflow is created. You see here, local workflow. If you want to create any step type, we already covered the same email step type. Let's add one email step type, local workflow. The primary objective of local workflow, most of the time real time, is used to handle exception. If some error came, exception came, let the local workflow be called. You trigger the event, and accordingly the local workflow will start and do the required like job what's supposed to do. Okay, so many step types already discussed. Let's stop here and review all these step types. What are the step types we discussed? We have discussed step type container operation to do arithmetic operation. Condition step type is like if else condition is true one branch, false another branch. Multiple condition, there are multiple branches like case statement. Okay, there is a document from template where we can have a document flow like a module program, and it's like a there's a form step. Okay, and form step like module program. Document from template is like your application in your system, like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. If you want that approve that file to move from step to step with dynamic context, you can use document from template. Document from template is a document in your computer. Form template is called module program. Then four means if you want parallel processing, multiple things to happen in parallel, you can use fork step. It has like uh, necessary branches and parallel branches. You can see there parallel branches and necessary branches. Okay, you can have that or you can condition. Then you understood wait event. It can wait for some event or it can wait for some condition. Process control. If there is some exception, what you need to do, like how you're going to control it, like catch statement, try catch. Are you going to cancel the workload, cancel work item, complete the work item? Those types of features are there. You can see here. Use this whenever you need to use process control. Then loop. Okay. Loop means you will have a condition until unless it's true, it keeps on looping. An email step to send an email. So these are the different step types we'll be using to design our workflow. We even can create our own uh, using one step type that's called activity. There is one step type called activity where we can write our custom code that gives an option to use your custom code. You can see activity is very important. All this activity that step type you saw, we just drag and drop or create it, we use it. We do not do any above code inside. But this is a step type activity where you can write a above code. Okay. So you can put create a task. Okay. And you can write your above code. It will allow you to give your object type method or you can class object type method. So that's all about different step types, step types in workflow. In next session, we'll be discussing of the each step type, how to use the step type and business scenario. Thank you.